This is Visual Makeup Fluid from L'Oreal. It's the virtually impossible combination of lightness and coverage. So light, you wouldn't think it had excellent coverage. But it does. You wouldn't think it could pass in bright sunlight, but it does. Of course it's allergy tested. Of course it's fragrance free. It's L'Oreal. And I'm worth it.
Visual Makeup Fluid from L'Oreal.
You think colds are bad on Earth? Try one in space. When you're weightless, nothing drains. Your nose and sinuses stay stopped up. You feel miserable. That's why ActiFed cold tablets are standard equipment for every astronaut. ActiFed delivers. It's the cold tablet most recommended by doctors for fast relief in space and on Earth.
You probably wouldn't be surprised to find Black & Decker products in a place like this. But there's one that might surprise you. It's an iron. And it does something no other iron does. It warns you when you leave it unattended. Then if you don't come back, it shuts itself off. The automatic shut-off iron from Black & Decker. Ideas at work.
Your style is individual. Your hair care should be too. Whatever kind of hair you've got, your gal size suits for you.
You have that individual style. So do my hair care products. Use them. They work.
'Cause if you don't look good, we don't look good. We take pride in you. If you don't look good, we don't look good. We gal size suit.
Coming soon on NBC, an incredible world premiere miniseries starring Academy Award winner George C. Scott in Mussolini, The Untold Story, with Academy Award winner Lee Grant as his wife and Virginia Madsen as his mistress.
Give her up.
Two women face to face, and a man who destroyed everything he loved. Coming this November on NBC, Mussolini, The Untold Story.
It seems that some people have a financial plan with no plan at all. They just buy financial services when rates are high and investments are hot. Well, at Money Financial Services, we don't buy that idea. You see, we'll sit down with you to map out your very own financial plan. A plan you can start following now and all the way to your goals. Because we believe any other way would just be leading you nowhere. Money Financial Services, financial planning with a real plan.
Let's face it, 40 isn't fatal. I feel I'm the best I've ever been. One reason is Ultress, new from Clairol. It's the only permanent hair color with a gel formula for real control when you apply. Ultress colors are special too. Natural looking, soft and luminous. The Ultress blondes are gentle, not brassy. Ultress has beautiful browns, deep ebony, smashing redheads. And very important, only Ultress has double the conditioner. Hair feels soft, wonderful. Try new gel formula Ultress. You could be the best you've ever been.
New Ultress from Clairol.
Seabreeze cleans so deep it tingles.
Beautiful skin can be a breeze with Sea-Breeze.
No other clean feels quite like this.
Okay, Mom, which hand has the newest idea in douches? Wrong. 2 Massengill vinegar and water douches. Right, new extra cleansing and extra mild. Now we have a choice of Massengill freshness. What's the difference? New extra cleansing. The only vinegar and water with PuraClean. PuraClean? For effective cleansing. And extra mild. The only douche with no additives.
I've always trusted Massengill. Extra mild for me.
I choose extra cleansing.
Trust Massengill, the leader for 73 years.
The long, hot summer will return following these messages.
What's happening on Thursday's Cosby Show?
I'm not telling you. Why? Because it's a surprise.
Come on, give us a hint.
I love the way you beg.
Okay, what won't we see?
The mating of the wildebeest.
Why don't we all go in the living room?
And watch Cosby Thursday.
Wow! News 4 Update is brought to you by First Wisconsin.
Good evening. In local news tonight, people in West Allis talking again about banning a psychology textbook from classes. And a hearing has been set for December in the case of the 2 Green Bay Packers accused of assaulting a woman at the Marquee Lounge. The state Supreme Court says the hearing should be open. The players are appealing. And we begin a series of reports tonight on downtown, the change, the challenge, the tradition. Those stories and more at 10.
Up-to-the-minute market information, personal attention, First Wisconsin Investment Services, for people who make decisions.
It was back in '62. Corvettes were burning up the roads. A blockbuster flick cost $1, and America was getting acquainted with the great taste of Taco Bell. So after 24 years, we're celebrating with the Taco Bell Wheels, Reels, and Meals sweepstakes. We're giving away 24 years of cool Corvettes, VCRs, and award-winning movies, and 10,000 great-tasting free meals. Wheels, Reels, and Meals. Enter at Taco Bell today.
Stephanie Powers.
London Fog asked us to test their new Winning Edge high-performance outerwear to prove it gives you an edge against the elements. In these thermographic photos, blue means minimal heat loss because the Thinsulate thermal insulation retains heat. Winning Edge from London Fog. I believe in it because like my London Fog raincoat, it'll perform and look great doing it.
London Fog available at Gimbel's.
Downtown, the change, the challenge, the tradition, tonight at 10.
The long, hot summer continues, starring Don Johnson, Jason Robards, and Sybil Shepherd.
Go for the lean. Arby's lean beef and cheddar or bacon cheddar deluxe. Lean! Be lean! Arby's tender, juicy lean roast beef with tangy cheddar cheese or with cheese, lettuce, tomato, and bacon. 2 delicious ways to eat lean and feel terrific. Be lean! Eat lean! Eat lean! On the lean team! Lean on me! Go for Arby's beef and cheddar or bacon cheddar deluxe. Lean on into Arby's!
This year, Federal Express is going to Europe. And to help celebrate, we've invited everyone who's ever been in a Federal Express commercial.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I would just like to say this certainly is a momentous occasion. I am certainly moved by it all. And as well particularly...
We're going to make sending a package to Europe as easy and reliable as it is here, with 2-day service in our own planes to London, Paris, Frankfurt, Zurich, Amsterdam, and Brussels. Federal Express to Europe. Why fool around with anyone else?
The painting is by Goya. The settee is by Majorelle. The lamp is by Tiffany. And the gourmet cat food is by Fancy Feast. In the single serving can, you can see just by looking how moist and delicious it is. How much your cat will love it. Fancy Feast. Good taste is easy to recognize.
In feminine protection, wetness is the problem. Absorbency is the answer. And the MaxiThin Center has proven it absorbs better than any ordinary pad material. Now MaxiThin's pads have a new longer length for an extra measure of protection. And there's a new soft quilted cover sheet. New longer length, new soft quilted cover sheet, new MaxiThins, the one that improved on proven protection.
Next Monday, Valerie Bertinelli is the witness to a shocking crime and must risk everything to tell her story.
I was there. I saw it. My brother-in-law is one of the guys.
You're my wife. You'll do as I say. You hear me?
They are going to know the truth.
Will it cost her the man she loves? Or will his family force her to remain the silent witness? An NBC World Movie premiere next Monday.
The way some financial service companies serve their customers, you'd think they were serving up fast food.
2 IRAs and the T-bill on the side.
Well, at Money Financial Services, we do things a little differently. Before we offer you anything, we'll sit down with you to set up your very own financial plan.
Those still hot? Sure.
A plan for you to reach your goals, not someone else's. Money Financial Services. Financial planning with a real plan.
The CoverGirl look, it's the look you feel so good about.
How does CoverGirl Christy Brinkley keep that good skin look? CoverGirl Clean Makeup.
Clean makeup. It actually lets my skin breathe. And it's Noxema Clean. It's so good to my skin. Gives me a fresh, healthy look I really feel good about.
The look you feel so good about. So fresh, so alive. So CoverGirl. And so beautiful.
This, not those hats. Here, put this hat on. Go, go, go. Decisions. They can build to a beaut of a headache. This is when I used to reach for aspirin or Tylenol. But today it's Advil. After only 1 year, doctors trust Advil so much they've recommended it over 500,000 times. Advil contains ibuprofen, so one is as effective as 2 regular aspirin or 2 regular strength Tylenol. Advil really works, and it didn't upset my stomach. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Campbell's has a new selection of soups so exceptional, they're attired in a gold label. Campbell's creamy, natural soups, inundated with perhaps the finest vegetables in the civilized world, in a delicately seasoned blend of cream and butter, creamy asparagus, broccoli, potato, cauliflower, spinach. New Campbell's creamy, natural soups. Sophisticated soups for sophisticated tastes.
Later, it's the best of car.
Tonight on News 4 Milwaukee, we'll take a look at the new downtown. Reporter Kathy Anderson shows us some of the changes that have taken place over the last 10 years. We'll find out why Milwaukee's redevelopment efforts were more successful than other larger cities. See the new downtown tonight on News 4 Milwaukee at 10.
An Italian cruise ship with maybe 500 passengers being held hostage by Palestinian terrorists in the Mediterranean.
Local building subcontractors claim they also were stung by a Waukesha builder. And our focus report tonight on downtown Milwaukee.
For lighter appetite, some of Cousins' delicious creations are available in smaller portions. For the rest of us, Cousins offers doubly generous double meat.
Wisconsin. We believe in it. We're part of it. Wisconsin. We named our bank after it. First Wisconsin.
P.S. I love you.
P.S. I love you.
Progresso Soup, I love you for your minestrone.
I love you for your beef minestrone.
Progresso Soup, I love you for 30 years of lentil.
I love you for your chicken noodle, the best tasting soup.
This side of my soup. Progresso Soup, I love you.
P.S. I love you.
P.S. I love you.
Make an appointment with the Smooth Operators tonight at 10:30 on Channel 4.
Good evening, I'm John McCullough.
And I'm Melody Wilson.
Palestinian pirates hijacked an Italian cruise ship in the Mediterranean today and are threatening to blow it up if Israel does not release some Palestinian prisoners. There are perhaps 500 passengers on board, including maybe 28 Americans. The ship on its way from Alexandria to Port Said at the mouth of the Suez Canal. More now from Keith Miller on the phone from Rome.
The Italian government met an emergency session tonight and opened up communications with Washington, Jerusalem, and Cairo. Defense Minister Giovanni Spadolini met with the country's top military commanders and placed the armed forces on alert. According to a spokesman for the foreign ministry, the captive passengers and crew members are being treated well. The Italian cruise ship was off the coast of Egypt when armed Palestinians commandeered the vessel. Officials say at least 7 heavily armed men took control of the ship after reportedly placing explosives aboard. They claim to represent the Palestine Liberation Front and demand the release of 50 Palestinian prisoners, now in Israeli jails. Italian officials say they will proceed with caution. The terrorists have threatened to blow up the ship and its passengers if any rescue mission is attempted. Keith Miller, NBC News, Rome.
NBC will have a special report on the hijacking of this cruise ship at 10:30 tonight, right after our news program. Melody?
A hearing on whether to charge 2 members of the Green Bay Packers with assaulting an exotic dancer will not be held for at least 2 months. Judge Arlene Connors today granted a defense request for a delay and set a December 16th hearing date. The Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled the hearing should be open to the media, but attorneys for the 2 football players plan to appeal that ruling to the U.S. Supreme Court. A dancer at Milwaukee's Marquee Lounge claims she was assaulted by the 2 Packers last year. The West Allis West Milwaukee School Board got an earful tonight. More than 200 people, many of them teachers, showed up at tonight's board meeting. People are upset the board voted not to use a book called Understanding Psychology, but they're even more concerned about a letter from one board member about suspect materials on issues such as drugs, suicide, nuclear war, and other issues.
We're afraid that some of the school board members will take that list seriously, and their vote concerning that textbook is a reflection of that, we're afraid.
The group presented petitions asking the board to give students access to various points of view. Tonight's meeting had to be moved from the school administration building to the high school auditorium because of the big crowd. John?
Several local contractors say it means trouble for them, too. And they're talking about the problems surrounding Paragon Builders, the company accused of taking down payment money but then not finishing families' homes. Paragon is being investigated by the FBI and the Waukesha District Attorney. News 4 Tonight's Catherine Heenan reports the subcontractors say they're owed thousands of dollars.
Gordon Hofschulte in the roofing business says Paragon owes him $27,000, and he's filing liens against a dozen families in an effort to get his money. He also believes a signed lien waiver from his office was Xeroxed and used improperly. Ron Fritz builds kitchens, but not free. He says Paragon owes him $17,000, and he'll have to file liens against 6 or 7 families. And just one more of a number of examples, Jim Miller, an electrician and father of 7, who says he has $10,000 coming from Paragon.
Well, what it results is having to charge everyone higher prices, just like every other business has to do. So everyone suffers in the long run.
Yeah, it makes you a little mad, but your trust in other people sort of goes down the drain real quick. Real quick.
Patty Keisler says she feels the same way. She said she had problems getting into this Paragon home, getting it finished, and when she did move in, she was hit with her first lien within a couple of weeks.
Then a month later, we got another lien for $4,000 from our plumbers. Then we got a phone call from the roofer who wants $2,000, and it just kept going on and on.
Everyone we talked to today says contractor John Drew of Paragon has been hard to reach. Today we saw him entering his Dousman home. He refused to answer the door to talk to us. Catherine Heenan, News 4 Tonight.
Tomorrow, the city's efforts to move the Bradley Center downtown will begin a new phase when the center's board chairman, Fran Ferguson, meets with some aldermen. Many people, including the mayor, believe a new arena would add not only prestige to downtown, but would also be an important step in downtown development. In our focus for tonight, News 4 City Hall reporter Kathy Anderson reports on the dramatic change downtown over the past decade in her series, Downtown Milwaukee, the change, the challenge, the tradition.
Downtown at that time looked pretty ragged, and
It was a difficult decision to come downtown. We made the right decision. We're very, very pleased that we did come downtown. But it was a difficult decision, as I said earlier, because it was quite ragged.
Bill Schuett moved Security Savings corporate offices downtown in the late 60s because he thought it was important for security to have not only suburban offices, but a strong presence downtown. Just the same, he knew he was taking a risk. Milwaukee's downtown was following the pattern of the older cities. Retailers were moving to the suburbs, their employees and customers were following.
Not much was going on in the redevelopment in downtown, particularly west of the river, and you needed a catalyst of some kind, a major project to sort of get things moving.
To develop that project, Milwaukee's business leaders created the Milwaukee Redevelopment Corporation. It's charged to tackle large-scale redevelopment projects too complex and too expensive for private developers. The MRC's first project was a major retail complex that would encourage people to return downtown.
The Grand Avenue was the beginning and the thing that really gave it the push.
It drew not only people, but money downtown.
We sprinted from those days in the 70s when we weren't doing that great. We sprinted to $500 million of investment, and that has been led by the fact that this exciting Grand Avenue existed as a draw. It not only gave off all of that $500 million of investment, but areas like on the north side of the avenue have in fact increased in rent.
The Grand Avenue signaled a new spirit and optimism in downtown Milwaukee. Since the Grand Avenue opened in 1982, more than 30 buildings downtown have been restored or newly constructed. Many others are underway, including the $100 million theater district and the Yankee Hill residential towers and townhouses planned at Jackson and State. Both are products of the MRC city government partnership, which Stratton says is unique to Milwaukee.
I really think it took the private sector rolling up their sleeves and going to work in partnership with the city to get the Grand Avenue done. And I think the same is true for the theater district.
The city could not do it by itself. And I don't think the private sector could have either. And it would probably not have happened if it was not for the, real cooperative effort and a give and take on both sides.
The MRC and city officials face another ambitious challenge. They're trying to convince the Pettits to move their $40 million Bradley Center from near County Stadium to this location downtown. In the forefront now, as he has been for years in downtown development, Mayor Meyer. Saturday, he talked about how the Bradley Center could enhance what already has been done downtown.
First of all, it's reinforcement for the investment we have and for the repayment of the UDAG investment and for the encouragement of nighttime activities, which is part of, hopefully, the prospect that we have in mind for our downtown.
While appreciating the need for development downtown, some people question whether it's happened at the expense of Milwaukee's neighborhoods. Both sides of that issue tomorrow. Kathy Anderson, News 4 Tonight.
And City Hall is said to take a hands-off position on a lot of issues, including a clock. On the north face of City Hall, on the clock, city workers have taken the hands off for a half-century overhaul. Inside the hands are a series of lights, and time has caught up with them, so to speak. So the lights are being rewired. A couple of days, the 9-foot-long minute hand and the shorter hour hand will be back in place. The city says it's trying to keep up with a schedule of rewiring one clock face a year, and the project is now almost half complete.
Thousands of people come to hear Louis Farrakhan speak in New York tonight.
Also coming up on our 10 o'clock program, the Space Shuttle Atlantis returns from its secret military mission.
Touchdown main gear. Touchdown nose wheel.
When a sporting goods store wanted to increase sales by getting customers from another city,
Andrew?
Wisconsin Bell answered. A long-distance remote call forwarding system was set up.
Anything else, Coach?
Now customers miles away can call directly by dialing a local number.
Thanks.
Without leaving home,
Andrew?
The store opened up a new sales territory. Find out how long distance can help your business. Call this number and tap the resources of Wisconsin Bell.
the Pick and Save advantage. It's a whole lot more of what you're looking for.
This week at Pick and Save, take advantage of extra special savings on Oktoberfest sausage, Hillshire regular or beef smoked Polska or smoked sausage, on 22-ounce bottles of Palmolive dish detergent, and on 3 varieties 1.5-ounce packages of Ban roll-on deodorant.
Why shop around when there's a Pick and Save way? Pick and Save, the advantage.
It's capacity days, and Boston Store makes a splash with the lowest prices of the season. Buy now for the winter chill. Children's Famous Maker outerwear, $32.99 to $59.99. Brushed nylon sleepwear, $15.99 to $17.99. And get 25 to